Hi everybody, welcome to the explanation for quiz 1 in lesson 3. This is from page 50 and 51 in the textbook. If you haven't finished the Moodle quiz, please do stop the recording now. Only continue to watch if you have finished online. Remember, learning the right answer is not important. The most important thing that you can get from these videos is seeing the process, how to remove the wrong answers. If you know some of the answers that are wrong, you have a much higher likelihood of getting the right answer. Question number 1. What does the author mean by the statement too small a bill for bill index has risen dramatically over the years? So we're looking at lines 15, 16. So we're looking around here. What is the too small bill for bill index? We need to go back to the previous paragraph to try and get that idea. Consider that Bill Gates, whose net worth has recently soared to over $40 billion, made this money in the 22 years or so since he founded Microsoft. If we presume that he has worked 14 hours a day on every business day since then, that means he's been making money at a staggering $500,000 per hour, or about $150 per second. So if we take all of his money that he's made and divide it by how many hours he's made, on average, Bill Gates gets richer by $500,000 every hour, or $150 every second. So this means that if Bill Gates saw or dropped a $500 bill on the ground, it wouldn't be worth his time to take the 4 seconds required to bend over and pick it up. So 4 seconds to bend down and pick something up, actually, that would be $600 of his time. So even if he dropped $500 on the floor, it's saying that his time is more valuable working than stopping and picking up the money. The too small a bill for bill index has risen dramatically over the years. When Microsoft went public in 1986, so that's in the past, the new multimillionaire would have lost out by leaving behind anything but $5 bills. So he was making about $1.50 every second. So 4 seconds, he would need $6. So he could drop $5 on the floor and it would not be worth his time to pick it up. But anything else, he would be losing money. And I can remember speaking to him at a conference in 1993 thinking $31 per second. That is $31 per second is what he's making. So at that point, if he drops a $100 bill on the floor, his time is more valuable than spending time to pick it up. Now, we're talking about how his wealth has increased from $1.50 per second to $31 per second to $150 per second. So over time, Bill Gates is becoming more valuable, more wealthy, so his time is becoming more valuable. Now, this is not about giving money away. This is about whether it is worthwhile to stop and pick money up off the floor. So it's not about being generous, it's about how valuable his time is. And we're talking about in the past, he started to earn more money. We're not talking about the future. So answer number 3 and 4 we can take away. Now, this is not comparing him to other Americans. This is talking about how his time has become more valuable, from $1.50 per second up to $31 per second up to $150 per second. This is not comparing him to anybody else. So take away answer number 5. So Gates has to work more to earn more. Well, everybody has to work to earn more money, but that's too broad. We're talking about how his time is becoming more valuable. So the answer is going to be number 1. Question 2. What is the tone of this article? Congratulatory would be giving him praise. Envious is similar to jealous. Okay? If you're envious, it means you want what somebody else has got. So you are jealous. Critical, well, critical is very negative. Disgusted, this is very, very negative. You think this is terrible. And humorous, this would be funny. Let's read this paragraph. Another way to examine this staggering net worth is to compare it with that of an average American of reasonable but modest wealth. Perhaps she has a net worth of $100,000. Mr. Gates' net worth is 400,000 times larger. So Gates is 400,000 times more wealthy than the average American. Which means that to Bill, $100,000, which is everything that she has, is like 25 cents. You can work out the right multiplier for your own net worth. So a new Lamborghini Diablo, which is a very nice car, which we think of as costing $250,000, would be like 63 cents to Bill Gates. So because he's so wealthy, if we're comparing how much it would be for me or you compared to him to buy this really nice car, for us it's like $250,000. We'd have to save up all of our lifetime. For Bill Gates, it's like 63 cents. So he could get it instantly. So how about a laptop? Well, it's like a penny. You might be able to buy a plane ticket on a Boeing 747 for $1,200, but for Bill Gates, he could buy 3 747s. So this is showing how wealthy he is, compared to the average American. This doesn't really say anything negative. It's not saying this is disgusting. It's not saying that he steals from other people. It's not saying that he does not deserve it. So there's nothing really negative here. So we can take away critical and disgusted. There's nothing here about the author wanting it. Not saying that he wants to be wealthy like this. So it's not jealous. So is the answer going to be congratulatory? Bill Gates did great, he worked hard, well done? Or is it going to be humorous? Well, the idea of Bill Gates buying 3 whole planes for himself, this is quite a funny idea. The idea of buying a very nice car for $1 is quite a funny idea. So the author is using humor to try to show how rich this guy is compared to everybody else. Question 3. What does the author mean by the statement, her entire net worth is like 25 cents? So we're talking about the average American. So an average normal American might be worth $100,000. But if we compare to Gates, who is 400,000 times more wealthy, that is like 25 cents. There is a comparison here, okay? We see that word like 25 cents. So we're comparing 2 things. We're comparing this American person with Bill Gates. So we're not only talking about the American, we're also talking about Bill Gates. So we can take away number 2. And number 5, most Americans do not save money. There's nothing about Bill Gates, so we can take away that as well. So number 1, Gates treats others as if they are not worth very much. Is this about treating people, or is it about comparing how wealthy she is with how wealthy Bill Gates is? Well, we're comparing the amount of money they have, how much value they have. We're not talking about their attitude to other people. So number 1 is also going to be wrong. Number 3, Gates spends fortunes without a second thought. Or number 4, modest wealth seems like pocket change to Gates. Now, pocket change is the little bit of money that you might have in your pocket. When we lived in Thailand, you might have a few baht in your pocket after you go to 7-Eleven. This is your pocket change. And that's what's being compared. We're comparing the average wealth of an American at $100,000. Well, for Bill Gates, this is just like a few baht that he might carry around in his pocket because he is worth billions of dollars. So we are looking at a comparison. We see that word like here. The correct answer is going to be number 4. Question number 4 is a bit of a horrible question. Based on this excerpt, which is comparing Bill Gates to other people, how would the author describe the distance from the Earth to the Moon? Would he use technical language? Would he make comparisons? Would he use exaggeration? Would he describe different viewpoints? Or would he just state the information matter-of-factly? Matter-of-factly just means it is 2.8 billion miles. No extra information, nothing visual, nothing to help you understand it, just the information stated as a fact. Well, as we look at the passage, we can talk about how it is compared $100,000 to 25 cents, or how buying a Lamborghini would be like 63 cents, a comparison, or how we might try and buy a plane ticket, but Bill Gates, because he's so rich, could easily buy 3 whole planes. So there's lots of comparisons there. Comparisons to show you how a normal person would buy something and how little this is to somebody that is as rich as Bill Gates. So what we have all the way through this passage is comparisons. So if he was going to describe the Earth and the Moon, he would also want to make comparisons. There's nothing technical here. We don't have economic language. There's not different viewpoints. Some people think he's rich, some people don't think he's rich. No, we don't have different viewpoints. We just have different comparisons to help the reader understand how wealthy this person is. That's why the correct answer is number 2. Question 5. Which of the following best expresses the main idea of the second paragraph? So the second paragraph is going to be this one here. And you can see it's got this word in bold, exclusions. Let's look at the answers first. Any customer who breaks a computer must purchase it. The warranty applies only to manufacturing defects. The warranty is no good if the purchaser breaks the computer. The warranty applies only to repairs beyond the control of Cybertech. On number 5, purchasers must treat the computer with great care. So, this limited warranty does not apply to repairs or replacements necessitated by any cause beyond the control of Cybertech computer technologies, including but not limited to any malfunction, defects, or failures which, in the opinion of the company, are caused by or resulting from unauthorized service or parts or improper maintenance operation contrary to the furnished instructions, so using it badly, shipping or transit accidents, that means transportation accidents, modification or repair by the user, abuse, misuse, neglect, accident, fire, flood, or other acts of God. Now, when this is talking about acts of God, it's just talking about natural things like earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, flooding. These things are always going to be called an act of God because they're part of nature. They are not caused by any people. Incorrect line voltage, using the wrong charger, cosmetic damage, defaced or removed parts, and normal wear and tear. So this is saying none of these things are included in the warranty. Remember, a warranty is what the manufacturer says. If you buy a computer, the manufacturer says this will work for at least 1 year. If it breaks during the first year, you can bring it back to the shop and we will fix it for free. So this is talking about the warranty and what warranty does not include, what is excluded, what does not apply. It's not talking about buying the computer. So take away number 1. it does say it is no good if the purchaser breaks the computer. It does say if the person using it has an accident. But that's one part of the whole list. Number 3 is not going to be the main idea, it's going to be one of the supporting details. Number 4, the warranty applies only to repairs beyond the control of Cybertech. So it does say at the beginning, this does not apply to warranties or replacement necessitated by any cause beyond the control of Cybertech. It does not apply to anything beyond the control of Cybertech. This says only applies. This says does not apply. So number 4 is going to be wrong. It's the opposite answer. And purchasers must treat the computer with great care. It says they must not misuse it. They shouldn't drop it on the floor, for example. They shouldn't leave it outside when it's raining. But it does not say use great care, it just says use it normally. So is it going to be number 2? The warranty applies only to manufacturing defects. Well, it says it doesn't apply to transportation, it doesn't apply to accidents, it doesn't apply to fires or floods. So that kind of suggests that number 2 might be correct. It says technology is linked to any manufacturing defects or failures. So we're looking at things that are wrong with the computer because of the way it was made. Number 2 is the correct answer. 6. What is the purpose of this warranty statement? So let's look at the beginning. Cybertech Computer Technologies Incorporated warrants that this product is free from defect materials or defects in factory workmanship. So the company that made this computer is saying, we promise it does not have anything wrong with it. And the company says they will replace or repair this unit if it proves to be defective within 1 year from the date of purchase. So if it breaks, because something is wrong with the computer, if it breaks in the first year, then the company promised to fix it or replace it. But the company's obligation, company's promise under the warranty is the repair or replacement of the instrument. The warranty will be considered void if the unit is tampered with, improperly serviced, or subjected to misuse, negligence, or accidental damage. So they promise to fix it, but if it is repaired by somebody else, if it is dropped on the floor, if there's accidental damage, then they will not fix it. And then it tells you all of the things that they will not take responsibility for. It says it does not apply to damage that occurs during unpacking, setup, or installation. And it says that labor charge may be assessed on products if there is no fault found. So if somebody pretends that their computer is broken and the company then finds out that the computer is not broken, then they might charge the customer. So this is telling you what they will do and what they will not do. It does not say that the purchaser will be completely satisfied. It says that the computer is free from defect. It is promising that the computer is currently working properly. So it's not saying the customer will always be satisfied. Customers might not like it. They might not like the color. It might be too slow. There are many things the customer might not like. There's no promise that the customer will be happy. It does not say about no refunds or exchanges, because actually the exchange part says that they will repair it or replace it. They will exchange it. If it is found to be not working correctly, then they will exchange it. So number 5 is wrong. Look at that last paragraph. This warranty gives you special legal rights, and you may have other rights. This is a legal document. It is a promise by the manufacturer. So it's not about proving that the product has been working. It's proving that if the product is not working, then the company will fix it for free. So number 4 is also wrong. Let's look at number 1 and 2 carefully. To describe the conditions under which the company will replace or repair the product. Now that replace or repair, yes. They will. Here is when they will do. Here is when they will not do. So it's the conditions, the timing, when they will replace or repair the product. Number 1 is the correct answer. Number 2, to exempt means to take responsibility away, to say we are not responsible. But this is not saying they are not responsible. This is saying that they are responsible. Question 7. For the manufacturer to honor the warranty, which of the following criteria is the purchaser most likely to have met? Now, do they need to be a resident of the United States? Do they need to be living in America? Do they need to have proof of the date of purchase? Do they need to show that the product was defective? Do they need to return the product to the place of purchase? Or do they need to complete a questionnaire about their buying habits? Well, there is nothing in this about a questionnaire, so we can take away number 5. Okay. There's nothing about where the customer needs to live, so we can take away number 1 as well. To show that this is defective, well, the customer does not need to show that it's defective because they will check to see if there is a fault or not. So the company will check to see if it is defective. Defective means not working correctly. So the company will do that, not the customer, the purchaser, the customer. But it does say that they will do for 1 year from the date of original purchase. So if your computer breaks, you need to have your receipt. You need to have the sales invoice, the piece of paper, the bill, the voucher that shows when you bought it, because you need to prove that you bought it less than 1 year ago. If it was 2 years ago, the company will not fix it. If it was 10 months ago, the company promised to fix it. So what the customer needs, what is most important, is some evidence of when they bought it. So number 2 is the correct answer. Okay, last one, number 8. Which words best describe the style of this document? Now, informal and conversational, well, this is talking about legal rights. Legal rights are going to be very formal, so we can take away answer number 1. Vague and misleading. Vague can be very broad, not clear. But this is very clear about all the things that are not covered. It's got a lot of detail. And because it's got that detail, we can say that it is not vague. Number 3, harsh and threatening. So is the company threatening to do something to the person that buys this? Well, no. This is the promise that they will fix and the exclusion when they will not fix. These are promises and explanations of what the rights of the customer are. There's nothing threatening here. So we can take away number 3. Now, boring and repetitive, you might think that this is boring, but the better answer is going to be formal and legal. You always use formal writing when you make a legal contract. You don't write a contract in language like you use to speak to your friends. If you're writing a contract that is going to be recognized by the law, by the court, then you have to use formal English or formal Burmese. The correct answer is going to be number 5. Now, I know that's quite a difficult lesson, but hopefully the explanation will help you to understand your mistakes. And there'll be another lesson posted tomorrow.